La 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 You know it now. Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la
Well, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
It's wonderful to see all of you here. My name is Aaron Miller. I'm one of the rabbis at Washington Hebrew Congregation. And she needs no introduction about how lucky we are to be joined by Kinder Suzanne Hamstra.
What a pleasure, and helping us to raise our voices, to raise our prayers, to make beautiful music together. We have Christine Kazarian on the violin and Danny Villanueva percussion. And hey, we get Rabbi Miller on guitar.
It's a good day. It's a good day. It's a good day. And as we come together in this community of Shabbat, into this time that we're celebrating together here, I want you all to get a chance to say hello to each other. So do me a favor. First of all, shut off your cell phones. You don't need them for the next little bit. Second of all, if you could share your name, where you were before you came to services tonight, and your favorite thing in our pre-Washington Hebrew service oneg, right? The pre-oneg that we do. What's your favorite thing? What do you look forward to? Or what was the best thing you had right before we got here? All right, name, where you were, favorite thing in our oneg. Someone's going to say bourbon. I don't know who it is. Someone's going to say bourbon.
We can share.
Okay, great. Yeah, just look in the mirrors. So we're going to join together on page 12, Lechuna Ranana. Come, let us sing a new song.
Naria, Naria,
page 17 as we continue with Romamu, bottom of the page. As we move from the week that was, we turn towards something holy, joining together in Romamu.
Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho.
We're going to turn to page 20 as we join in L'chadodi. L'chadodi, paragraph 1 is about God, how God is one, God's name is one, God speaks in oneness, but paragraph 2, God is nowhere to be found, right? Paragraph 2 is not about God. Paragraph 2 is about the people who we encounter God with. And so sometimes for us, God is transcendent, God is big, God is on high, God is there, but sometimes God is here. Sometimes God is among us when we share in each other's presence, when we share in each other's joy. Sometimes God can be found among God's children. And when we celebrate L'chadodi, when we say, "Come with me, beloved," we are beloveds coming together to encounter God, to experience each other in whatever way God comes in. So we're going to join in verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. Come, verse 9, we're going to rise and greet, as we always say, the Sabbath bride or whoever comes in late. So.
L'chadodi likrat chala b'nei Shabbat mekabela. L'chadodi likrat chala b'nei Shabbat mekabela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echad yishmi'anu el hamiuchad. Adonai echad u'shmo echad. L'shemus tiferet v'litehila. L'chadodi likrat chala b'nei Shabbat mekabela. L'chadodi likrat chala b'nei Shabbat mekabela. Verse 5. Hit'oreri, ki ba'orech kumi ori. Uri, shir ba'beri. Kevod Adonai alayich nigla. L'chadodi likrat chala b'nei Shabbat mekabela. L'chadodi likrat chala
continue with our prayer for being together and in that way together, encountering what is truly holy in this world. And so we're going to continue with Baruch Hu for our prayer of being together, and that is on page 28. Page 31, we continue with Ma'ariv, Aravim, though we're going to do a different version of it, Roland Tadar.
We offer gratitude for the miracle of creation and pause each evening. It's not quite sunset yet, but pause to notice that transition, to notice the miracle of evening as it comes on and brings with it, especially this evening, Shabbat. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night, roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day. Please be seated. We continue together on page 36. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha Hayom al levavecha ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
We're going to turn to page 40 as we join in our people's prayer of freedom. This is Mi Chamocha. This is our prayer for leaving Egypt, for leaving that place where we worked and we worked hard. And the moment we left, we taught ourselves what God has taught us all along, that there's so much more to life. There's so much more to life than working hard.
מי כמוך נדר בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש. נורא תהילות עושה פלא, נורא תהילות עושה פלא, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מלכותך ראו בניך, חוקי הים לפני משה ומרים. זה אלי ענו ואמרו, זה אלי ענו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש. נורא תהילות עושה פלא, נורא תהילות עושה פלא, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. We turn to page 42 for Hashkivenu for this prayer for protection, and we'll find the English on page 43. We know that protection depends not only on our trust in God, but also in our trust in each other. And so we pray, let there be love. Let there be love. shelter from life's storms.
And that shelter from life's storms can come from taking a moment away from the week, taking a moment away from the work, taking a step into what is holy, and remembering that, as the poet has written, more than the Jewish people have kept Shabbat. Shabbat, this moment, has kept us. And so we're going to turn to page 44 and join together in Vishamru.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We continue.
We rise and continue with page 45. Adonai Sfatai, God, if I can't find the words of praise, help me to find them. Put them on my lips. Yalla lai 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 Adonai. Yalla lai 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 Sfatai tiftach. Yalla lai 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 ufi agi. Avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, U'mevi Geula Livnei Bneihem, Le'man Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol Atah Rav Le'Hoshia, Morid HaTal, Mechakel Chaim Bechesed, Mechayeh HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofeh Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Vishenei Afar, Nichamocha Ba'al Gevurot, Umido Melach, Melech Memit Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman Atah L'Hachayot HaKol, Baruch Atah Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol.
Page 52.
Atah Kadosh V'Shimcha Kadosh, U'Kadoshim B'chol Yom Yehallelu Selah, Baruch Atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
Please be seated. And so in this time in our service, we think of what makes Shabbat special, what made this week special, what makes this chapter, this stage, this time in life, not just good, but holy. And so if there's been a simcha, if there's been a time of celebration for you or someone you love, from last week to this, from last Friday night to this Friday night, if there's been a joy, a simcha, a celebration, I'd love if you'd raise your hand and share it with us, share it with our congregation, please.
So I'm halfway done with my portion of the book. I'm 50 pages in.
Oh my gosh, 50 pages into a book, and many more. Yeah, there you go. That's fantastic. Mazel tov, mazel tov. Other simchas, joys from last week to this. Claire, yeah. Oh my gosh, did you hear that she flew to Florida for Mother's Day and surprised your grandmother? Oh, you are too good, Claire.
Good granddaughter.
Tony, please.
That was all the granddaughter brownie points right there.
I know, exactly. Tony, yeah.
My daughter was promoted today to director at Microsoft. So.
Wow, terrific. The one company where Bing will not take her job, right? There you go. Good, terrific. Mazel tov, yes. Granddaughter was it seems like you two know each other. Wonderful. Yeah, Ricky, please.
We gained the brother-in-law last weekend.
What? You gained a mazel tov to your sister. Fantastic. All right, I want to ask, we like the guy. We'll talk about that afterwards. Mazel tov. That's great. Other simchas, George. It's been a good week. Yeah, please.
Mother's 49th birthday.
Mother's 49th birthday, and many more, as they say. Please, yes.
Yeah, I saw Rabbi Shankman last Friday night.
Oh, wasn't that great? Wasn't that great? Can we count Rabbi Shankman's installation as our simcha for this Friday night? Absolutely. Other simchas. Yeah, please, Sophia.
I'm getting married next.
Yeah, you are. Getting married next week. It's going to be a good wedding. It's going to be good. I saw a couple other hands. No other hands. All right, beautiful. Please, Shelley. Grandson's bar mitzvah. Terrific. Yeah.
I came to Florida for my cousin's grandson's bar mitzvah.
Came from Florida for cousin's grandson's bar mitzvah. It's good up here, isn't it? It's good. A lot of our folks are going down to you. You come up to here.
We might
Good.
have another one over
Oh,
here.
please. Yeah, Brody. Brother's bar mitzvah. Oh my gosh. And Brody got bat mitzvah during COVID times. We were out in a tent. Oh boy, not anymore, thank God. So we're going to join together. On
The bottom of page 58.
Bottom of page 58. Or is it the top of page something? It's the top of page 59.
Or at the top of page 59.
Yeah, so we're going to join together on the top of page 59. Let's read together. God of goodness, we give thanks
for the gift of life. Wonder
Please.
beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha, ulecha na'eh lehodot.
Beautiful. Shabbat is that time where we just open our eyes a little bit wider and see the simcha, the joy that's around us.
And as we bring in that joy, we also know that this world is in one of its many imperfect moments, and we see it especially in Israel in this moment. And as we turn to Shalom Rav, our prayer for peace, we think particularly of Israelis, of Palestinians, and we offer gratitude for those who work for peace even in the face of war. On page 60, we join together. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov be'einecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Baruch atah Adonai המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום.
And we continue in this moment knowing that there is so much healing, our world needs that there is also so much healing that we are asking for, that it is hard to come to this moment of Shabbat, this time of peace, knowing that there are people who we love, people who you love, who are struggling, who are suffering. And so this evening especially, our congregation is calling to mind and pray for the healing of Tom Beecham. And if there are others in our congregation, you who are thinking about those in need of healing, I ask you to share their names as my eyes meet yours.
Max Costello.
Nancy Knowlton. Matt Reed and Joe Clement.
Sue Spiegel. Sharon Ashley Goldstein.
Raphael Rose.
We turn to page 253 as we join in Misha Berach in our prayer of healing.
Mekor
just a moment, we are going to pause for silent prayer. And as we do, I'd like to share a reading on page 62. O God, guard my speech from evil and my lips from deception. Before those who slander me, I will hold my tongue. I will practice humility. Open my heart to your Torah, that I may pursue your mitzvot. As for all who think evil of me, cancel their designs and frustrate their schemes. Act for your own sake, for the sake of your power, for the sake of your holiness, for the sake of your Torah, so that your loved ones may be rescued. Save with your power and answer me. We pause now for a moment of silent prayer.
Got a little tangled,
There
huh?
we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. Good, good, good.
Can the rabbi extract himself from the guitar? It's the hardest challenge of the night.
The answer is no. Good job, Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
This is looking great on camera, isn't it? All right. So look, when I got to Washington Hebrew, our brotherhood, our men of Washington Hebrew, asked me to join their softball team. Now, you're laughing already. You know where this is going. So our softball team is serious. You don't think Brotherhood softball team is serious. At Washington Hebrew, it's serious. It's so serious that our Brotherhood team has won, how many? 7, 8 of the past 10 championships. I mean, they take softball seriously. And so they saw this strapping young lad, 26 years old, coming on in. And they said, this guy is going to play softball. And I assured them, this guy is not going to play softball. Not only am I as you all know, completely uncoordinated with anything involving a ball, but honestly, I just don't care. The ball could be there or there. Doesn't matter. The green team could have it, or the orange team. It did not matter to me at all. I see some nodding heads here. You get this, right? So my parents, if they were here, they could testify that when I was little, this was just who I was as an athlete. All my little friends were like kids soccer, like running like a beehive around the ball. I was in the corner looking at the caterpillars on the ground, and my coach hated it, but I'd sometimes call my friends over to look at the caterpillars too. So look, I've never had this like competitive bone in my body. The competitive thing just never made sense to me until I got a Peloton. This is the most suburban dad thing I've ever done. But during COVID, we joined a lot of people getting. Anybody here get a Peloton during COVID? Oh, okay, that's like not a small, okay, hands down, that's not small. So once you can put a number onto athletics, I became a maniac. For those of you who know, like that output number, there's nothing that will stop me from getting that output number. There's nothing that will stop me from getting to whatever percentile I want to be at on this Peloton ride. And I've been truly, more times than I like to count, a heartbeat away from a hospital visit. But I will get there because this like monster comes out of me. I got to hit that number every single time. And that's where we are in this week's Torah portion, Parashat Bamidbar, the Torah portion of numbers. This is the Torah portion where we start to count things and count things and count more things. We thought it'd be easy after the book of Leviticus. The numbers is hard, because all we do is count. And the first commandment that we have in the book of Numbers is to count how many soldiers we have. So God commands Moses to count the tribes of Israel, 11 tribes, to figure out how many soldiers we have, men over 20, who are able to bear arms. And so we count. Let's see some figures. Count them with me, the 11 tribes. Just so you know, Ephraim and Manasseh are half tribes, so they count as one. All right, so let's do it. Reuben, Simeon, Judah, Issachar. Just keep me honest with my count. Zebulun, Ephraim and Manasseh, Benjamin, Dan, Asher, Gad, and Naphtali. And these 11 tribes of Israel, we equal 603,550 soldiers that we have when we enter into the Promised Land. How many tribes of Israel are there? No, there's 12. That was a trick question. I shouldn't have tricked you. Right. So there are not 11 tribes of Israel. There are 12 tribes of Israel. Right? One of them is on top of one of those metro stops, right? If you ever pass them, right? One of the lost tribes. So we have these 12 tribes of Israel. So how come our parsha is only counting 11 of them? That's the question. We have 12 tribes of Israel. How come the parsha is only counting 11 of the 12 tribes? Now, any Ned Flanders here want to figure out which tribe is missing from this list? I'm going to read it again. This is just for fun. All right. Reuben, Simeon, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Benjamin, Dan, Asher, Gad, and Naphtali. What's the missing tribe? What is it? Oh my gosh, it's a tribe. Say it louder. The tribe of Levi, right? And so if anybody here, Mazel Tov for the bar mitzvah. That was awesome. Wow, future Flanders in the making. Don't we? And by the way, if anybody here has the last name of Levitt or Levine, or if you're related to anybody who does, you might just well be from the tribe of Levi. So here's the question. How come our Torah portion does not count the tribe of Levi, right? Especially because there's a reason we need soldiers. Right? We've got a battle coming up, the likes of which we've never seen before. So we're about to enter into the Promised Land. In the Promised Land is a land of milk and honey, and also all kinds of other really scary and dangerous things. There are, according to our tradition, monsters, giants, malevolent spirits. There are people in the Promised Land, all of them warriors. They've been fighting each other for 1,000 years. They live in these iron fortresses with walls up to the sky. right? Oh, and wild beasts too. So we are coming in and basically like, we're the Brotherhood softball team. We need every guy we can get. So why is it that our Torah portion not only does not count the Levites, but is very specific about it? It says, you shall on no account count the Levites when you are counting the children of Israel, right? We need everyone we can get. We need to lay it all on the field, but we're leaving a full tribe behind. Now, I'm not assuming any of you have fought wars in the ancient Near East, but maybe in the Near East, but not in the ancient Near East. You've all have been there, and I've been there too, where it feels like, look, like we got something serious coming up, and unless we lay everything on the line, unless we leave it all in the field, we're just not going to get there. I know there are a couple of you in high school, right? A couple of you in high school. Any high schoolers here? Middle school? Middle school? Yeah, I've got a couple. Former high school, there we go, right? So look, when you were thinking about your high school years, when you were applying to college, how many people here had their parents tell them that they needed to do something so they could put it on their resume? Oh yeah, a lot of us, hands down, right? And you did it because it's hard to get into college, right? It's hard to get into college. When I was applying to college, it's harder to get into college now. I remember when I was going through high school, I was friends with both the valedictorian, the number 1 in the class, and the number 2 in the class. You know the difference between number 1 and number 2? Number 1 realized in 10th grade that if you took an AP class, a college level class, that you could have 8 points added to your GPA. And this is how people, this was never my problem getting over a 4.0, don't worry. But for those of people who have a more than 4.0 GPA, this is how it was done. You take an advanced or AP level class, you get another 8 points on the other side. She realized this as a sophomore. The number 2 in the class realized this as a junior and was always following the number 1. And because this is the world we live in, number 1 in the class got into Harvard, number 2 didn't, right? And that's the world that we live in. It feels like, oh my God, if I don't do all of it, I am not going to get to that place where I need to go. And by the way, we all live in the city of Washington, which is my favorite city on the planet. Don't get me wrong. But in the first 5 minutes of meeting somebody new, what's the question that somebody asks? What do you do? Why are we so fascinated by what do you do? What do you do is the question, right? And there's one answer with different punctuation, right? The answer there's one response, I should say, with different punctuation, right? The response when you share what you do is either, oh, with an exclamation point, or, oh, with ellipses, right? Right? And we do not want the ellipses. We want the exclamation point. So look, we're going to do it. We're going to grind it forward. We're going to summon our inner grit. We're going to get there. We're going to put it on the line, but at what cost? Because the problem is, once you get there, then the treadmill just goes faster, and then it goes faster, and then it goes faster. And I'll just be really personal here, right? I know we both do. So lucky to be at a place like Washington Hebrew Congregation. You might think that when you get into a place like Washington Hebrew Congregation, this is it. This is as good as it gets, right? Amen. And I got here, I'm sure you're feeling this too, because this is your first year. I cannot tell you how much I hustled during those, I still do, but during those first few years. The only books I read were Jewish books. The only podcasts I listened to were Jewish podcasts. The only videos I watched online were sermon videos from these people who were really good preachers. I was in it. There was nothing that could stop me from just moving ahead, and I did everything absolutely possible to get there. But at what point do you step out of this race? And by the way, who signed up for this race anyway, right? This unwinnable race where there's no speed, there's no accomplishment that will ever actually get you to that place you need to go. It just leads to the next accomplishment and the next one and the next one. So how do you step out gracefully of this race that you never signed up to run? And so I want to fast forward just a little bit, because in the first chapter of the book of Numbers, we have this prohibition against counting the Levites. Let me tell you about the Levites. The Levites had a job to do. They would be as good at going into war as I would be, right? Which is not that much. You give a Levite a spear, they're going to try to roast a marshmallow with the thing, right? But what a Levite did, and what the Levites did, is they took care of the Mishkan. They took care of the tabernacle. They made sure that there was something sacred in life. They made sure that there was something holy and meaningful and worthwhile, even as we were going into this crucible of a generation. The Levites made sure that there was more to life than putting it all on the line. Not counting the Levites made sure that we could have something besides success or the drive to success or accomplishment or the drive to accomplishment as a part of our lives too. And so our Torah does something really wild that you wouldn't expect until you see it. In chapter 3, we went from not being commanded, and in fact prohibited from counting the Levites, to now in chapter 3 being commanded to count them. Now we're commanded to count them. So what does life look like when you can count another metric in addition to all these ones that other people judge us by? What if you counted a metric that the Levites represent? This idea that there's more to life than what other people might judge of you. Now, the reason I'm asking this question, I'm going to wrap up in just a minute, is whether you are in middle school or high school or in the beginning, middle, end, or on the other side of your career. Right, that's everybody here. That's everybody here. There's some college students. Yeah. There are, you are going to have to ask this question at some point. Because at some point, if you're lucky, right, you will not be working anymore. At some point, if you're lucky, you will not be moving or progressing or accomplishing in the same way that other people have judged your success by. And our retirees here, you know that full well. You've been there for a while. At some point, you are going to have to judge yourself by a different standard than the ones that you've judged yourself in ages before. So how can, for us youngins here, set ourselves up to evaluate the success of a life in its totality and not just in a small and limited way, right? And how can you, who don't work, assess what a life that is good and meaningful actually looks like? We're going to get there eventually. Let's prepare ourselves for that eventuality now. Let's figure out some different metrics. So I'm going to share a few. This is, it is a poem written by author Tiffany Schlein. She writes a book about Shabbat of all things. It's called 24/6. This poem is not titled, but she uses it to end her book. I'm going to call it Things That Are Hard to Quantify But Mean Everything. Things that are hard to quantify but mean everything. This is the end of her book. More presence, more appreciating, more compassion, more laughing, more dancing, more making, more kneading dough, more mistakes, more I'm sorry, more I forgive you, more eye contact, more hugs, more daydreaming, more silence, more eating together at the table, more reading, more journaling, more taking a beat, more thinking in slow motion, more rituals, more nature, more getting lost, more rest and digest, more tend and befriend, more empathy, more joy, more connecting, more looking up, more love. There has to be more to life than what other people can see in you. There has to be more than whatever you accomplish or succeed in the years of your work. There has to be, for you, for me, some Levites in the mix, right? Don't count them toward things that don't matter very much, but hold on and count the things that actually matter in the end. Because in the end, life is not about getting to where you want to go. But if you count the right things, both the tribes of Israel and your Levites, whatever they may be, you might find yourself getting somewhere even better. Shabbat shalom. Good Shabbos.
We turn to page 282 and rise for Aleinu. Aleinu לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. We turn now to our moment of memory, to our time of looking back and remembering the shoulders on whom we stand. We continue on page 291. There are stars up above, so far away we only see their light, long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember.
Tonight, Washington Hebrew remembers the yahrzeits of Roseanne Alexander, Racelia Applebaum, Judith Astrove, Pauline Augustine, David Thomas Ostern, Louise Baum, Melvin Behrens, Rita Blank, Carl Bleiberg, Jonathan Bloomberg, A. Julian Brilovsky, Edith Buxbaum, William Chase, Elizabeth Cohen, Estelle Cohen, Al Denneberg, Mary Diamond, Mildred Schlossberg-Dodek, John Efrat, Esther Ehrlich, Max Eisner, Patricia Gale Eisner, Doris Wagner Fields, Lorraine Fisher, Reuben Phlox, Lottie Fradkin, Leopold Gassenheimer, Eugene Gladson, Rose Gluck Golden, Abe Goldstein, Marilyn Sandra Greenberg, Bertha Kaufman Hanlein, Lawrence Harris, Laura Heidigsfield, Bertha Hollander, Cecil Amy Isaacs, Yocheved Jacob, Melville Jacobs, Pearl Joel, Jean Kahn, Cecil Kaufman, Robert Kraskin, Adolf Kuntz, Arnold Levy, Harry Lewis, William Lewis, Bernard Lubcher, Wallace Lux, Ernest Mayer, Gilbert Melkin, Dora Mendelsohn, Cecilia Michaelis, Rosa Wahlberg Morris, Israel Nathan Myers, Norman Namath, Miriam Augustine Norwood, Joseph Nyman, Joseph Pinchuk, Reuben Pomerantz, Abraham Prince, Alan Rosenblum, Helen Ross, Harvey Rubin, Alberg George Samberg, Carolyn Lessner Scher, Catherine D. Scher, Fanny Schwartz, Anna Shakovsky, Nathan Solomon Silverberg, Esther Sonneberg, Martha Feldman Tash, Nathan Walker, Fanny Weil, Joseph Weil, Bernice Weiss, Marvin Winner, Jacqueline Winner, Florence Wolk, Bernard Yanovich, and Ramin Akoe. And we also remember those laid to rest in recent days: Lee Fadum, Robert Feldman, Gloria Malkin Sempler, Leopold Baer, David Balin, Richard Levick, Irving Mises, and Joel Feigenheimer. If there is a name that I have not read or that I have mispronounced inadvertently, please share their name as my eyes meet yours.
Dr. Roman Asqui.
We rise and turn to page 294.
Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divrach irutei v'yamlich malchutei, B'chai echon u'vyom echon u'chayei t'chol beit Yisrael, Ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru, Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam olamei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei d'kudsha b'richu, Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, tamiran be'alma v'imru, Amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min Shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we together say,
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Please be seated. And I'd like to take this time to call forward a member of our board of directors and just mensch of a guy, Tony Fleming, to share in a few announcements on what comes next.
Are we on? Are we on?
We're on.
I believe
We're on.
We are
Good,
on.
good. Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom.
Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Tony Fleming, a member of the board. We have some wonderful opportunities to engage with WHC and the community in the next few weeks here. Some special upcoming events are Pride Shabbat on June 2nd, Juneteenth, featuring musicians Lapidus and Miles on June 16th, right? Our 175th annual meeting to elect a new board. That's a lot of meetings. That's a lot of meetings.
They're good meetings.
They're great meetings. But 171 of them, that's a lot of meetings. WHC will also be participating in the Capitol Pride Parade on June 10th, which would be nice if we could have a great turnout from Temple. That'd be awesome, right? Okay.
Join us. It's going to be really fun.
All right, that's
But
great.
we can have up to 100 March, so come.
Yeah, we're looking
Come
for
celebrate.
we're looking for 101, so we can cancel one person out. All right. Anyway, please take a copy of this week with you. It's the 3-page pamphlet that you have there. It's got a QR code on the back with some more information about our website. Right now, every Shabbat, we increase our joy by reciting the Kiddush. This is a moment when we remember the miracle of the Exodus, celebrate our freedom. And at Washington Hebrew, we also use this moment in our service to remember Cammie Lauren Nathanson and the power each person has to make an impact in our community and to change the world for the better. As we celebrate the milestone of our B'nai Mitzvahs, Danielle Science and Jack Wiltshire, we invite them to the Bima. Come on up, all right? Along with all the other children that are here tonight. There's not a big turnout of children tonight, but if you're feeling like a children, then tonight's the night to come on up, all right? And may the vision of these young people give us strength, pride, and hope in a brighter future.
Beautiful. Thank you, Tony. All right. Hold that. Turn up. I'll take the microphone. Thank you so much. Shabbat shalom. All right, let's see this binder. All right, turn around. Okay.
The heaven and the earth were finished in all their array.
Page 4.
Oh, yeah, right. Oh, on the seventh day, God finished the work that God had been doing. And God ceased on the seventh day from all the work that God had done. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because on it God ceased from all the work of creation that God had done.
Beautiful. Are you ready? Stick around up here, Stacey. Yep.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen. Oh, do that right here. Praise to you.
Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine.
Wonderful. Stick around.
And we all chant together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'b'ratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh zecher litziat mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
Amen. Beautiful. Take a sip. Take a sip.
I'd say take a gulp, drink that all the way down because those are yours to keep.
Yeah, you'll spill whatever you don't drink. All right, my friends, you can take a seat.
Don't worry, it's juice.
Beautiful. Come on forward, my friend. You can take a seat. That's yours, bud. I'll see you at your wedding someday. All right, so turn on around. Wonderful. Okay, good.
Right.
So we're going to join together in Motzi.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tei avon.
Nice job. There you go. So you're going to bring that right back, and we're going to
Tasha?
cut it up. Thank you. You've done your job for the
And
weekend.
then everybody gets a bite.
And then everybody gets a bite. So I want to take a moment as we conclude our service to, though she needs no thanks, thanks to Kenner Hamstra, to Danny and Christine, to all of you, to Kara who runs our sound, to everybody who made this night what it is. Please stick around for our oneg afterwards. We oneg well here at Washington Hebrew, so so please stick around. It'll be a lot of fun just to schmooze and to catch up.
So we're going to conclude with one more hope for peace, one more yearning for peace. We're on page 353. I bet you know this. You don't probably need the words. Od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, shalom. Salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, shalom. Od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam.
Shabbat shalom, everybody. Good Shabbos. We'll see you in
Shabbat
our oneg. Good
shalom.
Shabbos.